Finally done with this hardcore grind. Totally was worth to spend 200 cubes for that, but in the end, I got what I wanted. So, let's think about the next ship to review. Let's see. I probably should do an enterprise guide, since so many people asked for it already. Or we do a hood guide, because screw you NT, nobody loves you.
Bruh.
Yeah, this looks like equipment that I would suggest back in 2018. Well, time to equip some MLG stuff to make this ship perform good.
Bruh.
Try not to speak. Is this a piece of your brain?
This is how I enter my house. What's up, fuckers?
Bruh.
Here comes the aeroplane.
Nice.
So, here I'm sitting again, questioning myself why I even do this. We all know that Amaji is anyway the better hood, and hood is just a weaker version of the superior IJ in Amaji. But anyway, why aren't here to make hood look weak? Well, I already messed that up. So let's begin with her story, but I already know that many of you know her history. The HMS Hood was a British battle cruiser. She was from the Admiral class and was supposed to have 3 sisters, but well, only one was built, and this was the Mighty Hood. The HMS Hood was launched in 1918, so shortly before the First World War ended. The Germans already knew they had no chance against the Mighty Hood. I mean, she had 15-inch guns, good speed and had great armor for that time, except the deck being kinda thin. But that would never be the flaw of the Might Hood, right guys? But in the end, she did not saw much service in the First War, but hey, she became the flagship. Then World War II happened, and this where things get spicy. Before we come to the interesting part, let's explain what happened before. So the German boys invaded the French, and since the British didn't want to fight the big scary fleet of the French as well, they wanted to take them, but it was already too late. The French surrender and Germany had the ships, so the only solution was to shoot the ports and try to make a lot of damage. Which kind of worked, destroying part of the port and damaging the Dunkirk. And now, the Battle of the Denmark, which we already know what happened. Can you remember when I talked about the great armor of the Hood, except that small little weak spot at the deck? Well, the Hood ate a shell from the Bismarck, which went straight to the magazine. And after that the Hood exploded, showing a 100-meter high smoke cloud. And well, this was the story of the Mighty Hood. A great story. I can remember when I saw Hood and Bismarck in the Azur Lane anime opening, and in the end I was annoyed since I didn't saw Bismarck sink Hood. Sorry, where were we again? Ah yes, let's go over Hood in Azur Lane now. Hood, like already the last guide ship at Tago, is also a ship that was pretty much from the beginning of the game obtainable, to that she has the super rare rarity. Also, let's also not forget that you can get her for metal exchange. But what makes her unique? Well, she was pretty much the only super rare battle cruiser in the game. To that she had great skills and good survivability overall, and you could get her from the very beginning. And the Amaji happened, and Hood was power craped to death. All the unique stuff she had was put on Amaji, and to that you had more skills and a better barrage, and that's the point where we are right now. The only reason to use Hood is if you don't have Amaji, or you are a Royal Navy fan and make a British fleet. But for now, let's stop complaining and go over her stats finally. First, the health points and evasions. When it comes to that, she really know what to show. Hood has the second highest hit points of all the battleships in the game with 7700 HP. Side note, I will call Hood a battleship for this video. To that have pretty high evasion, at 22 points. which makes her already pretty good. But the one things that wonder me the most is, why do Bismarck and Tirpitz have 2 different HP stats? Even thought they have the exact AA and gun stats. Can somebody help me with that? I can't sleep because of that. Anyway, next on we got the AA, which is rated for annoying. Euro joke. Checked. You have pretty strong anti-air, even ranking in the top 10 with that. Even though she was a old ship, she still had some AA on her, and well, it's the mighty Hood. Of course she had great AA. Finally we have her firepower. Hood doesn't have the best base stat on that. Even worse, she is pretty much on the bottom with that. But don't worry, since battle cruisers don't have the best firepower. Oh wait, I forgot Amaji exists. But anyway, your damage doesn't rely just on your big guns. I mean yes, but you also have great reload, and the best thing, barrages. So with that we come to the skill. Hood only has one skill, which is pretty good in its way. The name is called Royal Navy's Glory. You've got yourself a spicy little barrage that has a 70% to work. To that it increases the reload of your ships by 40% for 8 seconds, which is great if you want to kill that last annoying enemy. While I was gathering gameplay footage, I found out that Warspite and Hood are a great combination. Warspite kills that annoying battleship with its 100,000 hit points, and after that Hood activates its barrage and kills all the annoying destroyers and cruisers, or how I like to call it, make them all suffer and regret the decision. Let's now come to the equipment. If you want a meme build, simply take the equipment I had at the beginning. It will show how big your brain is, and will give you a lot of fun. But jokes aside, for the main battery you take the twin 410mm gun. Reminder, don't take the golden gun, but the purple one, except you want to see the totally overpowered type 3 shells. If you don't have this gun, you can also take the triple 406mm one, which is a good choice on its own. For the secondary gun, you take obviously the twin 127mm turret, which is a great choice. But if you have either the Russian or French gun, take them since they have better damage overall. With that we are already at the anti-air. This choice is simple. Just take twin 113mm and you're ready to go. Lastly we have the auxiliary equipment. This really depends a lot on you and your luck, but since my luck is shit I will show you my build. For the first slot you take a SG radar, since you want to increase the evasion and make the shitty accuracy on the guns better. I mostly take this, since I get ambushed everything when I use Hood. I simply don't know why, I just hated this. As for the second slot you take a super heavy shell, if you are unlucky like me, or a type 1 armor piercing shell, which is the way to go. If you get more than 2 crits per map clear, hashtag Niklasso's luck sucks. You can also take instead of the SG radar both of the shells, which is normally the best way to play it. Well, this was the loadout. With that we pretty much covered Hood. In the end, Hood is still a weaker version of Amaji. Amaji is simply the favorite of everybody. She even won the popularity pool and gets a skin after like 20 years. So yeah, don't bother with her too much, since you will mostly likely replace her with thick ships anyway. Finally finished with the guide. Now I can go back to doing the masses of homework my school gives me. Help me please. Well, see you in the next video.